All right, hello, and welcome back to part two, where we're going to be going over attitudes in the Tinkerbell franchise. Attitudes are beliefs and feelings that people have about different nouns, people, places, and things. The six main things that affect a person or character's attitudes are attribution, stereotyping, prejudice, discrimination, and organizational fairness. Attribution is basically whether they think something is their fault versus someone else's fault. Most fairies in Pixie Hollow seem to have an internal attribution to the things that are successful, and most of the time will also take responsibility when things go wrong, so when things are not successful. With Tinkerbell's inventions, we can see her do both of these things. She has an internal attribution when she often attributes her success to her own creativity and hard work, and sometimes she accepts the blame, but sometimes she blames other people.
Whoa.
And now for Hydro Drive. Sorry.
Ooh. Are you okay?
Yeah, thanks. I can't believe the boat broke. I guess your guys are gonna have to wait a little longer.
Huh. I'm impressed. Usually when one of your inventions doesn't work out, you overreact. But I must say, you're handling this one pretty well.
I drove it into a tree?
Never mind.
Ugh, Jingles. I made it to help you, Terrence. It should have worked.
So in this example that we just watched, we saw her take responsibility for the fact that something didn't work, even if it maybe wasn't completely her fault. She just wasn't able to plan for some of the things that went wrong, and she did not blame Terrence in this situation for what happened. But sometimes she also has an external attribution when things don't go her way.
There. Perfect.
Finally.
Hey, Tink. I'm back.
What is this?
It's your sharp thingy.
Wish. That's not... 1, 2, 3, 4. Terrence, this is not sharp. This is round. It is, in fact, the exact opposite of sharp.
Well, really? Look, if you look inside, it's...
I need to work, okay? Now, would you please get this thing out of here? My scepter!
Tink, I'm so sorry.
Out, Terrence! Just go!
What?
You brought this stupid thing here. You broke the scepter. This is your fault.
Tink, I was just trying to be a good friend.
Go away. Just leave me alone.
This one, she definitely blames Terrence for something, even though she was the reason that directly her scepter broke. She's still blaming on him, so she's not taking responsibility for that. The next thing we're talking about is stereotyping and prejudice. Some of the other talents see Tinkers as below them because they're not as rare or as glamorous as some of the other talents. So in this next example, we're going to see Vidya not think that Tinkerbell is as good as her because she's a tinker.
Hi there. Sorry. Video, right? We didn't officially meet. I'm Tinkerbell.
Oh, yes. the new girl.
That's right. So, what's your talent?
What do you think it is?
You're a pollinizer? Pollinator? Pollen picker? Pollen plucker?
I am a fast-flying fairy. A true rare talent. And this is but a small part of what I do. I make breezes in the summer, blow down leaves in the fall. My winds even brought you here, dear. Fairies of every talent depend on me.
Hey, that's just like what I do.
Excuse me?
I mean, tinkers help fairies of every talent too, so we're kind of the same, you know?
Sweetie, I make forces of nature. You make pots and kettles. I work up in the sky, and you work down in a ditch.
Hey.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Sunshine. Being a tinker is really swell and all, but I wouldn't go around bragging about your talent. It's not like spring depends on you.
Of course it does. And when I go to the mainland, I'll prove just how important we are.
When who goes to the mainland?
Me, of course. For spring.
Oh, of course! You'll prove it, huh?
Yes, I will.
Well, I, for one, am looking forward to that. Excuse me.
No, excuse me.
So while this clip doesn't directly show her having a stereotype about Tinkerbell and what it means because she's a tinker, she does treat her poorly simply because she is a tinker, and she just seems a little bit too excited to meet her. And then we're going to move on to discrimination. Discrimination could be seen in this because tinker fairies like Tinkerbell do not go to the mainland. We just saw Vidya, who is hyping Tinkerbell up to hope that she gets embarrassed later, which does actually end up happening, and she's very happy about it. Tinkerbell is not allowed to go to the mainland because she's a tinker fairy, and she's also not allowed to change her talent. And this could be seen as a form of discrimination.
Oh, and I made this too. It's a flower sprayer.
Tinkerbell,
Here, allow me to demonstrate. Sorry. But wait till you see this last one.
Tinkerbell, sweetheart. Has no one explained?
Explained what?
Tinker fairies don't go to the mainland, dear.
What?
All of those things are done by the nature talent fairies. Your work is here, in Pixie Hollow.
But I thought that...
I'm sorry, Tinkerbell.
Oh! Okay, no, that's good. I mean, I really couldn't make it anyway, so good. Yeah, this actually works out good. I mean, well, so, I'm just gonna, yeah.
Tinkerbell is excluded from going to the mainland simply because she's a tinker fairy.
Oh, and I made...
All right, and the last thing we're going to talk about is organizational fairness. Tinkerbell definitely perceives things on Pixie Hollow as unfair, and she works against them or in spite of them throughout each movie. Typically, each movie is kind of revolving around Tinkerbell not agreeing with a rule or wanting to change something. So in the first movie, it was going to the mainland, so she worked against the norms to try to change her talent, which did not end up working out. The Secret of the Wings, she is not allowed to cross the winter border, so she perceives that rule is unfair, and she crosses it anyways. And when she's on Earth in Great Fairy Rescue, she interacts with human stuff, even though she knows it's not actually allowed.
Oh, let's go! Huh?
Tinkerbell, we're not supposed to go near human houses.
This isn't a human house. They're a lot bigger. Besides, the sign says fairies welcome.
Who do you think wrote it? Humans! Tinkerbell, you're not going in there. Please tell me you're not going in there. She went in there.
Oh.
we see Vidya explicitly talking about the rules about not interacting with humans, and we had already seen this rule reiterated a couple times before this point, and she just explicitly does not think that the rule is fair and ignores it consistently. And I'll see you next time for part 3, Emotions and Moods.